Welcome everyone. My name is Andréa Toucinho. I am Director of Studies, Perspective and Training of a French consulting company called PARTELYA Consulting. And I am also Country Ambassador for France of European Women Payments Network. Welcome in this podcast, Voice of MPE, miniedu 𝗖𝗲𝗓. The topic that I will share with you today will be CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. So first of all, why this topic?
Why this topic matters.
Central bank digital currency is one of the major innovations of the financial ecosystem. Many works are realized today in different parts of the world, both about retail CBDC and wholesale CBDC. And in Europe, the project of digital euro is actually managed by the European Central Bank, and it brings many issues in the European payments ecosystem, as we will see in this podcast.
What will be covered in this episode?
So about this episode, in the next few minutes, we will explore key insights about CBDCs in relation with the white paper CBDC, what are the main challenges for the payments sector that I published in September this year.
What are the key insights?
So concerning the key insights, first of all, CBDC works in the world are linked with different realities. The relation between CBDC and financial inclusion is, for instance, a main issue in African countries, whereas in Asia, for instance, there are more geopolitical issues linked with the purpose to foster local currencies in the digital world. Last but not least, in Latin America, we observe interesting works about CBDC in Brazil, where the project 𝗓𝗓 is the third pillar of a national strategy of modernization of finance, with first pillar instant payment with PIX, and as a second pillar open banking and open finance. In Europe, the project of digital euro aims at providing a digital alternative of euro in a context of development of electronic payments. One of the major reasons that explains this project and the interest of ECB about digital euro is also the issue of European sovereignty in the field of payments and in the field of digital. And digital euro is seen as a real potential asset in this context. Despite this pan-European line imposed by the institutions and above all by ECB, there are different ways to work about digital euro in the different EU countries. Three interesting examples. First of all, in France, we see that digital euro is above all worked by the regulator, the French Banque de France, whereas in Italy, we see a real pragmatic and proactive strategy linked with banks. The commercial banks are very involved in the projects of CBDC, above all at a technological point of view. And another interesting example is the case of Portugal, where the national regulator Banco de Portugal created an open forum to discuss about digital euro with the other stakeholders of the market. So not just commercial banks, but also fintechs, retailers, corporate treasurers, associations of consumers, and also the public administration. So very different ways to work about digital euro in the different EU countries. Nevertheless, we can say today that there are very interesting convergence points today. So first of all, relative reluctant position of commercial banks that is linked with the evolution of deposits. So commercial banks aim at protecting deposits in cooperation with the evolution of digital euro. Other conversion point in Europe is the lack of concrete answers and open debates about digital euro. It is above all a position from the demand actors like retailers and corporate treasurers. And there is also a convergent aspect in the field of the need of information and communication towards end users. So many actors say that it is necessary to address the topic of digital euro in relation with the end user and not just the market. So finally, we can say today that CBDC is in Europe an innovation to build.
Why should we act now?
Why should actors act now, I think that it is important today, first of all, to gather information about CBDCs and to impulse the importance to share experiences and knowledge among the different countries and regions, since, as I previously said, there are many different ways to address CBDCs in the world. So this step is necessary to develop a real vision and a real concrete vision about this innovation. And last but not least, it is necessary also to foster discussions, debates between all the stakeholders and not just the regulators.
What are the key takeaways?
So to address all these topics, payment professionals have many issues to work. So first of all, it is necessary to improve information and knowledge, and maybe also to start a work about culture of change among the different companies linked with payments. So first, for instance, by educating the teams about CBDC, for instance, with some experiences of works about CBDCs in the different regions, Africa, Latin America, or even Asia. And it is also necessary, I think, to foster and develop debates with other stakeholders of the market to have a real common work about this innovation.
Your last words?
So we are now in the closing step of this podcast. I hope that it was interesting. And for more information, don't hesitate to read the white paper that I published in September and to contact me if you need more information. So it was a pleasure for me to share these insights about CBDCs in the podcast Voice of MPE miniedu serious. And stay tuned for other MPE podcasts. Thank you.